Let's talk about Sacramento sports here in the city. Sac State football. My main man, Jake Gadon, breaking news left and right. I'm up here trying to champagne and campaign. All I know, I go to Twitter, and Jake he's dropped the bomb on everybody here with Sac State, man. Jake, what's up, man? CBS13, what's good?
Yo, Damien's not here today. You're going to talk about his Raiders. Is that chill?
No, he's not a Raider fan. He likes.
Hey, I saw is Damien getting a new job? By the way, I saw him put on Instagram today that he's trying out for a trucker's license now. Is that Damien's side hustle now?
I don't know. I can neither confirm nor deny.
We're not at liberty to discuss.
I heard that license B, the certificate, is not the easiest thing to get. So, wish you the best of luck, D-Lo. We love you for it.
Make sure you tap in with Damian Barling if you are looking for that, though. He'll guide you.
He'll set you up.
Yeah.
I might be hitting him up.
Well, times are hard. I might be too. Doing the show on the road like a Madden cruiser. Jake, what's up, man? Hey, so all right, what's going on here, man? Sac State, Cal Expo. What have you heard? Just reiterate what you've heard, and then I want to get your thoughts on how you think that might play out.
So we dropped a bomb from left field over on Saturday because I don't think really many people were thinking about it, and this has been in talks for the past couple of weeks. Sac State, of course, announced last year that they wanted to get a new stadium or build and renovate a new stadium on campus at Hornet Stadium. They had some renderings they put out last year, got everyone excited about it, trying to raise some money. And now it looks like they're calling an audible and are now linking up possibly with Cal Expo. The reason for it is this. So Cal Expo last March ended horse racing at their horse track on the Cal Expo campus. So that lot right now is vacant. Nothing's there. Like if you ever attended a horse racing event there, like it just doesn't look the same. It's basically abandoned. So Cal Expo doesn't have anybody using that facility right now. Sac Republic, as you guys probably saw today, had their groundbreaking for their new stadium in the rail yards. They will be leaving Heart Health Park by the end of 2026. That new stadium is going to be built at the beginning of 2027 for their new season. So because of that, Cal Expo now has two tenants that are no longer going to be there. And they would like to find someone to team up with to be able to have a tenant there so they can generate money. Cal Expo is a state entity. Sac State's a state entity. So the thought process is now, hey, let's try to build a stadium with the grandstands that they already have over at Cal Expo on that horse racing track and try to make it a premier football stadium, but also just an entertainment venue in general. I've been told that, yes, it's primarily going to be made for football, but don't be surprised if somehow or another it's also used for an entertainment area as well, for concerts in the park in the summer and everything like that. They're trying to make this a multi-purpose use stadium, mainly though for Sac State, and making it up to snuff that it can fit over 40,000 people in this stadium, right? So it's the ability to be able to move to the FBS ranks and have that meet the requirements to move to the FBS. I will also say this, though, guys. These talks are very much in the early stages. This is not something that's going to be pulled off tomorrow. They have a meeting set for August 28th to discuss it at the end of the month. This is something that makes sense from both sides. Cal Expo needs to be able to build. Have a tenant there and put something new there. And Sac State just doesn't have the room nor the finances to be able to build a new stadium on campus at Sacramento State. The other thought process is with the Hornet Stadium is they have a state-of-the-art track and field program over there that they want to redo the track over there and be able to host, NCAA tournaments and NCAA regionals like they used to over at Sacramento State. And then they also want to use the parking lot that they have for the stadium to be able to possibly expand the well and make it an actual full-on Division I basketball arena, something that they already have in the plans for as well. And they just don't have the room on campus to be able to build that with the stadium that they have right now. So the thought process is moving the stadium off campus to be able to not only expand for their other sports, but then also to be able to team up with a state entity to get state money to be able to build a state-of-the-art multi-purpose use stadium at Cal Expo to fill the need for Cal Expo and also give something that the fans at Sac State want, which is a new stadium, and they've been yearning for it for years now.
Talking with Jake Gadon from CBS13, how much of this is driven by that potential move to the FBS?
I think that's probably the catalyst for it, but they need a new stadium, Kyle. Like that has to happen. Like they're pumping $5 million into it this year. There's going to be new lights at Hornet Stadium, new concessions, new bathrooms, and everything like that. But we all have been at Hornet Stadium. It's a beautiful place, don't get me wrong, but it is not up to snuff in terms of if you want to be at the FBS level. So I think that has to do with it. There's some may argue that Hughes Stadium might be better than Hornet Stadium sometimes, just because of the lack of amenities that they have at the stadium. So no matter what, Hornet Stadium and Sac State football needed a new stadium. If it was going to be redone or renovated, that was on one option. Now the other option really looks like building a brand new one at Cal Expo, and I think that's the better option at this point.
Ideally, I would love to have a football stadium on the campus of Sac State. I know alumni and students would want that. That should be the first option. It feels like that was the first option. They looked into it, and that might be a little bit more difficult than people realize. So you got to pivot a little bit. And I think that's what this is. This is a pivot, and I think it's a great pivot. I think that Cal Expo location, that the horse racing track gives you so much room to build up the type of stadium that you want and that you think would be feasible for possible FBS jump for college football. And I know a lot of people want it on campus, but it is only about 3.5 miles away from Sac State. So it's still in a general area. You can get students there if you want to do a shuttle, if you want to do multiple shuttles throughout the day on game days. There's Ubers, there's Lyft. There's students who actually drive who can get there. And I think it's a great pivot. It's not the first thing I would want. I'd want it on campus, but money-wise and space-wise, I just don't know how feasible it is to have something on campus.
I was going to say, Kenny, it's so close to the university. Anybody who's saying that it's going to be a schlep to get over there, man, you still have to Uber from one part of campus to the other to get to Hornet Stadium at this point right now. So, okay, maybe you take a 5-minute longer Uber to get over there, but I think Sac State's going to be able to provide buses and transportation to get over there. The other things that I keep on hearing, well, there's not enough parking at Cal Expo. Well, they're not going to take the whole entire horse racing track. That horse racing track is massive. They're going to be able to have parking around that new stadium if they're thinking about it. The one thing that does concern me, and this is what I see when I'm at Sac Republic games, is there's no tailgating allowed at Cal Expo prior to Sac Republic games. And when I mean by tailgating, I mean like actually drinking outside the stadium. I think that's something that's going to have to be looked at if you're going to host a football game there, because half of football is the tailgating prior to it. Ask Buffalo Bills fans; they're very passionate about it. So I think those are the things that I've been hearing, negative wise in terms of the feedback I've gotten is it's too far away from campus, not enough parking, we can't drink at games. Like all those things are so minuscule and so small. I don't think it's going to change the game day atmosphere that you're going to have being on campus or being off campus. Yes, like you said, I agree with you, Kenny. Would it be great to walk from your dorm to Hornet Stadium? Yeah, it'd be great. But I don't. It's not like we're having going to Temple and going to play at Lincoln Financial Field, right? That's a 35-minute trip. My brother went to University of Miami, had to go watch the games at Hard Rock. That's a 35-minute trip. He still did it as a student, right? Mm-hmm. Not great, and I think that affected the fan base a good amount, especially earlier on in the season. I still don't think it's going to affect Sac State. It's a 10-minute drive, fam. Like if you have an issue with that, maybe you're really not a true Sac State fan.
That's a wild thing to say. I also don't think that the mocking voice is necessarily the correct way to go about this. I think parking is a legit concern. I think getting there is a legit concern. I think no drinking in the parking lot, no tailgating. You're going to tell a bunch of college kids, yeah, hey, come enjoy this, and you don't get to tailgate. I think those are legit things. I don't think that's a crazy. They might be hurdles that can be overcome, but I think the mocking voice. I don't think that's fair, Jake.
Okay, well, here's the thing, though, Kyle. Those are small, minuscule things when it comes to being able to expand on campus. So I ask you this: if you want to keep it on campus, what are you going to do about the basketball?
Jake, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's not the argument.
What's the argument?
I think those are legitimate concerns, and I think the mocking voice is unfair by you.
Okay, well, you can't have everything. Like nothing's ever going to be perfect for someone. That's my argument. It's like, hey, like, I understand and I hear you, but those are small, minuscule things when it comes to a big picture situation. Like this is what frustrates me, Kyle. I'll be honest with you about Sacramento in general. I love living here in Sacramento, but people pick on the small things instead of looking at the big picture and what it can do. Like, yes, you can't drink. Yes, parking can be a concern, but those are things that could definitely be fixed by small different changes that Cal Expo and Sac State can work together. It's just those are not the issues. The issues that you should be worried about is there funding for this? Can this funding thing can happen? How quickly it can get off the floor? And if it doesn't work out at Cal Expo, where else do you turn? Because it doesn't seem like there's any other options aside from maybe going to Hughes Stadium, but I don't know, you can't really play there. Like they're running out of options here to make this thing happen. So like my frustration with Sac is like, hey, think big picture. All right. What could this bring to the community? It's not just football. It's a multi-purpose use stadium. And I think this is something that is exciting for the city to grow it, because what is over there right now in Arden that you're excited about? Like, tell me, as a Sacramento guy, what is exciting over at Arden?
I like what's my the fish and grill place.
There's Canes over there. I like Canes.
Oh, Canes, yeah.
I got one.
Oh, you're talking about California Fish Grill?
Yes.
Good spot.
California
really good
Fish Grill
spot.
Hella good.
R.I.P. to the Dome Theaters, though.
Oh, R.I.P. But they got new Ricos over there.
Mm-hmm. That's a beautiful
Nordstrom Rack.
Yeah, big time.
That's the point, Jake. That's the point. That's the point.
I think one of the interesting things for me is how much, like, I get the interesting wasn't the right word. One of the questions for me, because I went to Sac State when there was no appetite for football at all. When I went there, I went to all the games. It was very sparse, the crowd. And so the thing I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around, and I think a lot of people would have a hard time wrapping their head around, is you're talking a 40,000 seat stadium. That feels very ambitious for a team that in my pretty recent memory couldn't sell out the 25,000 seats at their current stadium. Not even close. So that's one of the things that kind of raises my eyebrows, less in like, oh, should they do this? Should they not? I wish they had invested more in football when I was there. I love seeing all the things they're doing to invest in athletics now. The question for me is there any concern that a 40,000 seat stadium is going to look ridiculous compared to the crowd they draw?
You're not wrong on that. And I think that starts and ends with Dr. Luke Wood, the president of Sacramento State, of how ambitious he wants to get. Again, no one was clamoring for them to move to the FBS. This was the decision that he thought was best for the university, and still believes it, because he believes athletics is the doorstep to the university to help the university grow. And he thinks athletics is a big generator in terms of financial gain within the university. So that, he's thinking big picture, right? He's thinking that in 5 to 10 years, this could be one of the major universities in Northern California. But I'm with you though. Like, I look around the country in all these different areas. College athletics is not center stage in Sacramento, or even in NorCal, or really California in general, unless you want to argue USC and UCLA. When you look at like Georgia or Texas, or I'm talking like blue bloods, thoroughbreds, like that's what you do on a Saturday. You go to the UT game, you go to the UGA game. Even in Arizona, there's the Arizona State, the Territorial Cup, Colorado and Boulder, like same exact thing. I wonder what the appetite is here, because like even in Nevada, where they play University of Reno, like UNR, like they don't sell that thing out, right? So like it is a very interesting question on how much college athletics can grow in Northern California, because I look at it and I say it's not the same compared to the Southwest or the Southeast or even the Northeast or even the Midwest, wherever you want to call it. California, just in general, is a pro sports state. And unless you take out the SDSUs, the USC, the UCLAs of the world, like I not many people are excited. Like, look at Stanford right now, guys. You see what's going on over there? They had to do budget cuts because they're not filling Stanford Stadium anymore. Cal is, the first 3 games, people show up to Cal football, and then it's empty after they go 3-9, right? So it's like there's the fan base for it is very much of a question mark of, do people have appetites for college athletics? Sac State's going for it though, right? Like tip a cap on that. Hiring Bibby, hiring
it.
Mariana to be their head coach, like they're trying, and it's the experiment that everyone's looking like at and saying, okay, they're the first to try to do it. Will this work? And they're going to answer that question in the next 5 years.
I think the way it works is if you get these facilities up.
Yep.
Maybe that's it.
Kyle, you're
Maybe
right.
that's it.
You're right. I don't think you can get 40,000 for a Sac State game. I would be shocked if I ever saw that. But if you have a facility that holds 40,000, that's the goal. You know what I mean? That's what you need.
Sure.
And you know, you continue to push forward and say 40,000. I think at the end of the day, they might settle on some. What do they say? 25,000 is what the minimum for the Pac-12. I think they might get to 28 to 30,000 type stadium, something like that. And you get it up, you get those facilities up. So if you're ever in a situation where you can move up, that's something that's not a talking point. You have that in place. So I understand all those concerns about the on-campus. I think the Cal Expo pivot is really good, though. I think I also think that if it's going to work, if Sac State football is going to become a thing, it's going to be because of the city of Sacramento, not necessarily the student body. The city of Sacramento is going to get behind this team as if it's a professional team. And that's where it would come from. So I don't want to say it doesn't matter that it's off campus, but if it's the city of Sacramento getting behind it and supporting this team, we don't live on campus. You know what I mean? We're driving
very much a commuter campus.
Yeah, but even just me and you, I don't live on campus. If I'm gonna go to a game, I'm gonna drive to Cal Expo or I'm gonna drive to Sac State's campus. It doesn't really matter the extra 3 miles for me. I'm driving either way from Elk Grove. So you put it in Cal Expo, it don't really make no bearing on me where it's at because I'm just going to the games to support Sacramento. So I think I hope they get it done. I think it will work really well. I think that's a great spot for it because of the space that they have and the need for something there at Cal Expo. I hope they're able to get it done.
Money, guys, it's all going to come down to money because if Sac State had the money to build what they want to build on campus, I think they would have already pulled the trigger on it. I think they need both state entity funds from Cal Expo and Sac State to make this thing happen and get it lifted off the ground. But we won't know much until August 28th.
No doubt. Jake, you the man, big dog. You out here breaking news left and right.
Kenny, where'd you go in Scottsdale this weekend?
I was at the W. They had the pool was open at the W in Scottsdale. And then we went to a little just low-key spot, 1111. We went to 1111. Oh, and then I slid by AZ88 real quick too.
Hey, Jake. Hey, do you know? I'm gonna ask you a different question about Scottsdale. Do you know the name of the taco spot that's the literal like hole in the wall that you just go?
Are we talking in Old Scottsdale or in Scottsdale itself?
In
Old Scottsdale is what I'm talking about. But there's
like garage door. All right, I'm still trying to find the name of it.
I'll figure it out. We'll
just open whenever they want to
together. Guys, can we take a trip, like a team trip to Scottsdale? I think that'd be a great weekend.
I would
absolutely.
I don't want to typically go to Scottsdale. I would go with you, Jake.
Oh no, I'm going with Jake.
Yeah,
I'm going.
I need to go with Jake.
I already know what time it is.
1,000%. Cronkite dudes
turn up, baby. Go Devils.
No doubt.
Forks up.
Jake Gay, man, we appreciate you, big dog, man. We'll be talking
to you. You guys have a great day. All right.
All right, man.
The best.
Yeah. Yeah, man.